Hopefully that'll be it. Yep. Oh, today. Yep. What are you doing, Xylorex? Nice. You did some much shit. Doing well. Rain is like stabbing me, but other than that, I'm good. Oh, the hell? Oh, that sucks. There was an earthquake today, apparently. The hell? Is that real? Uh, 8.8 magnitude, apparently. Yeah, oh fuck. That's real. No, it's like on the other side of Japan, so it's not a big deal. It happened, like, literally, I think 12 hours ago or something? Not, tsunamis hit Russia, Japan, the US. Okay. Looks like you're safe, Zed. It's on the other side of Japan from you, so... No, I was far... I was, what do you call it? I was far enough away that I didn't really feel it. Also, it looks like it happened early enough in the morning that... I probably slept through... Actually, no, I have no idea. It already hit. Yeah, it already hit. Yeah. The earthquake was in between Russia and Alaska, north of Japan somewhat, and it has caused some tsunamis. I do not know how big the tsunamis were. Let's take a look. Shit. Hold on. Oregon, Russia. So this is where it happened. Japan Meteorological Society. 5. Yeah, what does NBC have to say about it? What the world? What happened to reading? Earthquake, tsunami, Japan. It looks like they're fine. It looks like it's not, well, it might be bad, but it looks like it's not, like, monstrous. Oh, 3 meters. That is how high the waves are expected to be. There we go. No, don't worry. I think you're too used to Americans. Damn imperial system. Yes, that is the superiority of the metric system. Look, I would be fine with imperial if we also switched all math to duodecimal. That is base 12 instead of base 10, right? Then imperial makes sense. But until that day, metric makes sense. Metric makes way more sense. Oh, little Timmy. Was er nog beetje... I would suggest taking a look at A Sprite. Oh, hold on. Kind of. So that not pixel art. That's actually fairly simple, right? That's a Godot thing. Basically, okay, so let's get into how sprite sheets work, right? Let me grab paint. Let us go all pirate software on this bitch. Where is layers? Give me layers. Okay. So, a sprite sheet works like this, right? You have a drawing of whatever, and then you have basically a grid of these drawings. The grid lines are invisible, right? Actually, let's make them actually like switchable. Actually, hold on. Let me clean this up. I'm sorry. So let's start with this. Okay, we have a sheet. Okay, we have a sheet, and then we have this grid of hold on. Let me add a new line. We have a grid of different things, right? All of these have to be the same number of pixels in height, right? Or the same size, basically. All of these grid lines have, all of these squares in the grid need to be the same size. And then you you draw in each of these squares one thing, right? So you might have one drawing, whatever, right? You have a person here, and then a person in different pose here, right? Yeah, whatever. And then you have something else here. You have like an animal, whatever. I draw like shit with a mouse. Or you have a house here, whatever. Right? You have these tiles on the sprite sheet, and this is not there. But the idea is when you load this into Godot or any other 2D game software, you can basically say to this software, hey, this has a grid size of 128 pixels or whatever else it happens to be, and that will do that. If complex so for a hand-drawn sprite sheet, what you would want to do is make a grid on a sheet of paper with pencil or whatever, and then you would draw out all of this. Yeah, so you can hand draw all of these pictures in that grid, and then just erase the grid lines, scan it in, and then you can just divide it in the same way that the tutorials will talk about doing this for pixel art sheets. So you can do the exact same thing for hand-drawn sheets, right? And if you do digital art, you can do layers so that it's all in the correct spaces and everything. So that's how it all works. And then you do the exact same thing you would do for pixel art sprite sheets, because what a sprite sheet is literally just a PNG file where parts of it in a predictable grid of squares or rectangles, really, but like tiles over it have drawings in them. And it doesn't matter if it's pixel art or normal art. All that changes is the size of the pixel thing. So yeah. And the reason you would want to do a sprite sheet over like just a bunch of normal pictures is that loading one image into memory is a lot cheaper than loading a bunch of different separate photos into memory. Even if you are only displaying a small part of it on any particular sprite in the game. So yeah. Does that help you, Zed? Wow. So ideally that's the challenge with sprite sheets, right? One thing you can do is that once you've scanned it in, you can just adjust it slightly in a program. So you can just go into like say Paint or like say let's say that okay this one is slightly off, right? So we want to edit it so that it more closely fits into this sprite sheet. So I can go and I can say, okay, let's just make this bigger so it fits more nicely into this space. Right, and I can do the same thing for this one. And then you can just adjust this with Paint or Krita or whatever else so that it all fits well into the sprite sheet. So yeah. Yep. Ooh, nice. But yeah. Congrats, Kobachok. But yeah, Zalrix. secret. Say something you might not know. Fonts are technically sprite sheets. Some of them just use vector art. Nice. Everyone, clap for Kobachok. Claps. But yeah, fonts are technically sprite sheets. Some just use vector art instead of pixels. Yeah. Political. But yeah, if you are planning on, by the way, Zed, if you are planning on adjusting the sizes of your drawings later, always draw them big and then scale them down to fit your sprite sheet, rather than doing it the other way. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to preserve details scaling down as opposed to generate details scaling up. Ooh, nice. Yes. I'm, what do you call it? I did a thing today that I'm not sure if I should be happy about. Because I've had to go into the office more often for work lately, I have decided to try and go to the gym in the mornings instead of during my lunch break. And I woke up at 6 a.m. today, and I am struggling. Still, I got in a workout early, and I'm gonna be trying to do that again tomorrow. And hopefully, once I get used to this new change in my schedule, I will get swole. I do not think I will ever become a morning person, but perhaps I will just be swollen depressed. It appears on the song beneath sea country. While the what? So given the limit. Yes. Nice. Yeah, like generally going out, being a little bit more active tends to help with that. I I was having some trouble with a couple of other things. It's less that screens reduce energy levels and more that the things people generally do on screens that reduce your overall energy levels, right? Social media doom scrolling puts your brain into like a really low energy state, and that's not really good for overall energy. You're usually not being active very much, so your body is going to be more lethargic. You're usually not like you're usually not engaging yourself, right? If you were doing like some sort of complex like complex artistic pursuit or something that has your brain super engaged, then maybe. But realistically, yeah. Um, the majority of activities that you do on a computer are on a computer or on a phone are the kind of activities that sort of like they're not engaging. They might be entertaining, but you just kind of shut down your brain, and that's like that kind of, yeah, doesn't help. Uh, the possibility of a military, let's say, uh, given that it is possible, that whatever the envoy from what did I name that? What would it be? I said they're from Lotus Plains? Lotus Plains. Do the Lotus Plains. Yep. So I do a thing. I did a thing where I can effectively make my arm jiggle as I draw, which allows me to create like different shapes in the world map. And that's how I did the coastlines, and then I kind of went from there. There's a bunch of stuff that I still need to do. I need to like properly detail out Zeal, and the Northern Steppes, but as well as this island, and also these guys I actually know what they're called, but yeah. Whatever the Lotus envoy from the Lotus, what do I call Lotus Plains, right? Yeah, Lotus Plains. Even though it is possible that whatever the envoy from the Lotus Plains intends to meet with you about will have implications on your dealings with horse infantry. You decide. To go through all of these things with spell check again. with arranging the other. Okay, hold on. I need to step away for just a minute. You deal with something. Sorry about that. I was mainly working on, I believe, when I've been doing MCQ for so long, but yeah, I believe that that before MCQ, I was mainly working on getting the channel set up. Like I redid all of my art and all of that stuff. I did all of the software for the website and stuff, all of that, and then I did a little bit about the yeah. Yeah, they were. If I scroll back in my lives, the last, so to the first, so before the first MCQ, oh, I really have been doing this for a while, haven't I? Oh yeah, MCQ. Ah, that's right. I started it right after Pirate Jam 15. And before that, I did some 3D modeling. I did my website development, and I did the assets for the stream, and I also did some Factorio. Also a little bit of Bitcraft. Honestly don't know how long. Like, if I try and scroll back, we are currently on update number 294. Yep, this is 294. I did switch partway through from doing turns to doing, like, parts. But, yeah. Yeah, so again, my recommendation is if you have Wi-Fi and you're worried about Bluetooth, grab something like of course Shopee won't let me actually do it, but like, can I? Maybe I'll have to save. But yeah, just search for something that does Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. They're pretty cheap, so. Let me see. I am seeing one viewer right now, so I don't know. I don't know if that's you or if that's Bobachok. So yeah. Other messenger entertainer. Envoy. Envoy. Is quite off. Okay, so that might have just been Z then. Yeah. So I don't know. My understanding of the YouTube view for the YouTube viewers for the stream is as long as the tab is visible on some part of the screen, or like the pop out is visible. In real life, in Minecraft, in what? In like what game? Or in real life? That's always an option. Depends on the doors, but I can probably do something like a door every 5 seconds or so, assuming that there's enough of a okay, that is not its standard unit of measurement. But assuming that a door is about a meter wide and there's enough space for the door to open, so they're about a meter apart. Realistically, the limitation would be on my travel speed. Given that I can walk decently fast to the point that I will be passing through a door. Probably something like it would get slower over time, right? For the first 15 minutes, I could probably do a door every 5 seconds or so. But then past that point, I'll start getting tired. Let's say by the end of it, it's taking me about 30 seconds. Wait, no. Wait, where's the graphing calculator? Okay, cool. So we're starting at a speed of 1/5. 1/5 1 over 5 minus 1 over 30. Divided by 60. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna do this at -1. This is no, hold on. The 1 over, say, 1 over x, right? Minus what? So 1 over x plus 1 times 30. Okay. So if we start at actually, let's say 20. Let's say it starts. No, let's say 12, right? It starts at 5 seconds per door at the beginning, and then it goes down. And by the time we are at an hour, what does it say? That's about. Oh, that's saying it'll take me 10 minutes to open a door. That's not right. So if I change to 0.5, oh no, 0.1. What does it say now? 4. Yeah, that's saying about a door a minute. Okay. So now we integrate this. 0 over 60 dx. Roughly 240 doors, according to the math. That is my assumption. I would be more limited by myself getting tired over time and yada 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 yada. My answer is what do you call it? My answer is 240 doors. I'm being realistic here. We start off at 12 doors a 12 doors a minute, because that is like roughly 5 seconds a door. That would be that comes down to about a door a minute at the end of the 60 minutes. That is more than a door. Sorry, hold on. Add a door per sec. If you could keep up a door per second, you would be doing 3600. So if they're saying 80, 800 divided by 3600. That is like I guess it's 3600 divided by 800. That's like 5 seconds on average for a door. So they would have to keep up my starting pace the entire hour. They would have to not get tired of opening doors even the slightest bit after an hour continuously. Yeah, no. And that's not counting you're continuously walking for an hour doing this, right? Like, that's not super tiring, but it is annoying. I guess it would be mildly easier if the doors were like staggered, so that one opened to the right, the other opened to the left. Wait, why would there be monsters chasing me? And that changes things, right? I feel like I could keep up the energy for longer if there were monsters chasing me. Oh, God. Okay. I don't think so, but only because I don't think they interact with droppers. I mean, you could already kind of... Well, maybe. If they interact with hoppers, you could. Definitely. Then maybe. It would depend on how you would be able to interact with the different slots. It depends heavily on the game you are playing, right? Games have different bottlenecks depending on what they are most constrained about. So, for example, Minecraft's biggest bottleneck is the fact that it is a single-threaded game. So the main thing that you want for better Minecraft performance is a faster CPU, like higher gigahertz, whatever. That is the most important thing for Minecraft. For something like Factorio, where the game needs to keep track of a lot of different things, like a lot of entities and stuff, then RAM would be really helpful. And then for a game like Cyberpunk, where you have a lot of on-screen, so a lot of like on-screen visuals and stuff. The number of different entities, entities and character objects on the screen at once. So if you're playing like RTSs, like StarCraft or Grey Goo or anything like that, or you're playing like automation games like Factorio or Satisfactory, then yes, RAM would be a bigger bottleneck. Young boy is quite far from home. Yes, yeah, the envoy is take a nap then, man. Enjoy yourself. Get some rest. Yes, I get the feeling wholeheartedly. That was me all of yesterday. Hey bread monsters, how you doing? I am currently working on this tabletop RPG that I say this well, I say tabletop, but it's a RPG that we run and people will vote on what they want the main character to do, and then I write updates every day, and that is the start of every stream for me. Nice. What kind of bread? Yeah, tell us. Yeah, so tell us, what kind of bread are you today? Focaccia? Are you a sourdough? Are you a baguette? Maybe a pita? Concha. Ooh, nice. That's concha. Concha is Mexican? Concha bread. Yeah, that's a Mexican sweet bread. Ooh, garlic bread. Yeah. Nice. The envoy is not is fairly simplified. Though and seems to be somewhat so it seems to be favoring one arm. Pandasal. Think so? Pandasal is yeah, it's the bread rolls, right? Yeah. Funny for a bread called salt bread, like salty bread. It's not supposed to be very salty, is it? It's supposed to be pretty sweet, actually. Unfortunately, I'm not a really big fan of sweeter breads. No worries. One arm over the other. Thank you. Thanks you for your invitation. Thanks you for. Is that right? Like, yes. So French toast. So French toast has like French toast historically is a way of using up stale bread to make it edible once again by restoring moisture and flavor to it by basically soaking it in custard. It is supposed to be quite soft, actually. No, it's supposed to be very tender. The thing about French toast is it's generally not supposed to be like the proper quote-unquote way of making it is not to use like standard commercial sandwich bread, like the thin square slices. If you're making it the way it's intended to be eaten, you want to get like a slightly stale, thicker piece of bread that is like a little bit hard before you cook it, and you let it soak up the moisture for a decent while, so that it gets really soft and and then when you fry it, it becomes quite crunchy. Uh, if what brings yeah, but the thing is, like, modern sandwich bread is really hard to make stale. Usually the way you would usually if assuming you can get thick enough bread, is you would actually like stick it in like a low oven for a little while until it just barely starts to just barely starts to color, so that it gets dry. But I'm yeah. So the two things is um you need to let it soak to gather up enough of the mixture. You should try and look for the thickest bread you can. Not like there's obviously a point where it gets too thick, but like up to about 2 centimeters, you want the thickest bread you can find, and you want it to be fairly dry before you soak it. Then you just pan fry it. Yeah, the frying is fairly straightforward. Um. Uh, uh, there has late. Upon discovering we have made celebrate in I well it comes that game. Though we can't be sure, suspect that this is a prelude to dangerous, basically to more, or to a more. Uh. Odds. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Cyan? Ow. There's. Why? Did they? Oh, well. A recent. Technically, it is, but it's not a programming language, right? It's a markup language, right? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and language is kind of a bad word. It's a bad word for this here. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're sleepy. I am also sleepy, so I understand the feeling. But hypertext is a subset of HTML. Subset of XML. So what HTML is a way of formatting arbitrary data, aka the stuff that goes inside an element. It's kind of a language, but it's not really. Like, in theory, you could kind of make it a language. It's not like JavaScript. It's not Turing complete without like some without like a crap ton of work that would go into like the actual logic of it, right? It's just a way of formatting data that is thing. But it's also, yeah, again, it depends on what you really consider a language, right? If you mean a programming language, and as long as you define it as a Turing complete programming language, then HTML definitely ain't that. But if you mean language in the broader sense of the term, it's a markup language. It's a way of describing other data so that you can effectively read it in a machine-readable manner. With Hope you enjoyed dinner. Oh God. I'm starting to suspect that I may not be capable of. Yeah, I'm starting to suspect that I might not be capable of doing a proper length stream today. Oh crap. I will figure out how I feel about this once I'm done with the update, but yeah. De Paolo. Your recent your shell of the awesome has given yes that you may not the forest in recent universe. for our Lord was to our themselves for in or people have indeed been ally quite allies. So you do conceal that your shell of the Tsubasa was largely happy, and you went entirely against your personal instincts to marry, to engage yourself with the lotus plane is lotus planes. Definitely is one of your major and even if you could that said you could do without it would make you fast more dependent on the suppliers in your immediate vicinity. Could very well collude. Good up. So that does say that although you are oh god. Uh, 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 though you're not entirely certain what you intend to do. There goes. Ow. Okay, yeah, no, I am definitely not doing the second half to today's stream. Let's update that. Ow. Fortunately, I do not have the brain power for more than. Oh, I did not properly activate the writing stuff. Okay, whatever. Not entirely certain what to do with regards to. Entirely certain what to do with regards to. With you. So what? You really can do help. The simple fact is that you are only a distant trade are becoming directly involved with would be somewhat problem. Especially since much not to mention that it would draw much needed resources away from the upcoming event. You do, however, have one, have an idea. Isn't this, after all, exactly why you have been propping up Madha? Madha? This would be a perfect opportunity to reintroduce the Wolf Baron to the Wolf Barony to the broader political scene. Mada has already come a long way, and with your, his new familiar, with his new guardian statue, so he should be able to hold his own against whatever mage. So whatever magic users the Forest King has managed. As useful as this would be for it also isn't something that, say, bringing, say, you are aware of the possibility that the Forest King mages may have been trained by, they may have been trained by foreign Velcom. There is no too complicate, say, too risk thing. While you personally can't become involved, you could hire. You could pay for. So you could hire some more standard mercenaries. In exchange for long-term flying credit. Credit with the low. Yeah, we're ending early. brain is just, you shouldn't exceed.